Hello everyone, today I'll walk you through the ICT stat, which can be found under player stats on dfscout.com. This is the same stat which can be found on the official FPL site, but if we click on a player, you can see influence here, creativity here, threat and the ICT, but what does this numbers really mean? And they're really difficult to use on the official FPL site. So if we go back to dfscout.com, here you can compare the different players side by side. On the official FPL site, it's difficult to take into consideration if a player has just returned from injury or if they have not played during the whole season. As you can see, on top is Williams and Origi, which are not really FPL assets to consider. But on dfscout.com, you can drag this bar right here up to minimum 625 minutes played, for instance, and suddenly Salah is on top. ICT is many different stats combined, but first I want to walk you through each stat individually. Influence is a player's ability to affect matches and turn them into their favor. Typically, goalkeepers, defenders who kick the ball off the line, strikers who score last-minute winners are ranked high on influence. The influence stat is not as important as the other two, but can be used as a guideline. Overall, the ICT is not especially handy to study goalkeepers, but the influence stat particularly can show some info when it comes to goalkeepers. Creativity shows a player's ability to create chances for his teammates. Here you can predict who that will probably gain a high number of assists. And if you see a player who is highly ranked on creativity, for example Gross, but he has only returned 2 assists so far this season, this can indicate that he has underperformed and underdelivered in form of assists. Threat is calculated on the player's ability to create chances for himself, shots on goal, headers in the box and so on, so the players you find here are typically goal scorers. ICT is all these stats combined, and it's this stat that is the most important. If you go to ICT divided on total points, you can get an indication on if a player has underperformed or overperformed. A high number here can say that a player should have had a higher return, while a low score may say that a player has overperformed or outscored his expected points. Of course, you want a high score on ICT divided on minutes played as well. So if you find a player with high scores on both of these, like Jack Grealish for instance, he should be put into consideration. And over here we got ICT divided on minutes played and their price at the moment. This bracket shows you players who have high value based on their current price. Now I showed you the brackets for the FPL, but for games within the Scout gaming group, such as games on Fanteam, Bethard and so on, you can go to the Scout GG column and you'll find the same stats for these games. Till next time, have fun playing FPL, check out the ICT stats on dfscout.com, see you later.